Goku and Piccolo tried to get their driver's license. The one sentence I never thought I'd say. And well, it went exactly as you would expect. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can someone please tell me, what are they wearing? What is this? We are getting our driver's licenses, not going to a skate park. These are the type of dudes that would bully you in school. These are the main actors from 21 Jump Street. This is such a random episode. At least Goku was forced by Chi-Chi to take these lessons, so he has an excuse. What is Piccolo doing there? And either way, why would they ever need to drive? The dudes can fly a million times faster than a car could ever drive. And brother, look at the instructor. Like, I'm a really weak guy, but look at this old man. He can't even open the door. How is he going to, let's be honest, teach these a bit of a lower IQ fighters to drive? Anyways, a lot is going on in this episode, so I'm gonna be a good boy and I'm going to break it down for you. Nothing else to say? Let's begin this ride. The episode opens in the most Chi-Chi way possible, with her fighting for her life. She's racing home from the grocery store, arms full of bags, when a gigantic wild boar decides she looks like an easy target. Brother, if I'm ever in this kind of situation, I wouldn't even run. I would just give up straight ahead. Now, most people would panic. Chi-Chi, however, has spent years married to a man who regularly attracts planet-destroying monsters, so she handles the situation. A cartoon of eggs basically splatters directly into his eyes. It's a good thing for Chi-Chi, but man, I'm just thinking about all of that wasted protein. That's about 40 grams of protein right there. Eggs are basically all I eat, so this kinda hurt me. And because the boar was blinded, he just charged straight off a cliff. Yeah man, another day, another near-death experience for the Son Goku family. Meanwhile, completely unaware that his wife has just survived a boar-related assassination attempt, Goku is just enjoying a peaceful afternoon by the river. Chi-Chi is over there surviving for her life, and this dude is just chilling. Priorities, right? Gohan is fishing, Piccolo is also chilling. This is the only time I would like to be in the world of Dragon Ball. Everyone's happy, not fighting absolute monsters. This is the life I deserve. Eventually, they return home, where Goku immediately reminds everyone that despite saving the earth multiple times, he's still an idiot. Without a second thought, he dumps a pile of sweaty, dirty covered training clothes onto the kitchen table, and Goku immediately asks Chi-Chi to wash them. Piccolo meanwhile remains outside doing what Piccolo does best, just standing alone and silently judging everyone, basically aura farming. But then something happens that no one expects. Well, I mean, it was kind of expected, but you know, I gotta be dramatic. Chi-Chi finally snaps. She gets really angry and explains that she had to walk all the way home carrying groceries, nearly got killed by a giant boar, and she's sick of being the only functional adult in the household. And now what's her solution to fix that? She doesn't want to be the only smart one in the house. She decides Goku has to get a driver's license. Chi-Chi says Goku is the only person she knows that doesn't have a driver's license. And Goku snitches on Piccolo. He says he doesn't have one either. So for no reason, Piccolo gets dragged in this too. Chi-Chi says that they will both need to get their driver's licenses, and the funniest part is, nobody questions it. Chi-Chi is the only opponent Goku and Piccolo and everybody in the Dragon Ball universe could never beat. The next day arrives and we are treated to one of the greatest visual gifts in anime history. Goku and Piccolo show up at driving school, not in their usual outfits, not in their martial arts uniforms, not even in casual clothes that make sense. They arrive dressed like this. Goku stares in confusion at Piccolo's outfit, only for Piccolo to explain that Chi-Chi lent him some of Goku's clothes so he could blend in with normal humans. I don't know if that's the best way to blend in. If I saw someone wearing this in real life, I gotta be honest, I would definitely stare at them a little bit weird. Piccolo with the backwards cap looks kinda cool. Or am I the only one who thinks that? Eventually, the driving instructors arrive. One is an elderly man who looks like he retired 30 years ago and forgot to stop showing up at work. The other is a really cheerful young woman. Goku gets paired with the old man while Piccolo rides with the young instructor. Piccolo gets in the car and it immediately becomes clear that she's less of a driving instructor and more of a street racer. They go at incredible speeds. seconds. Piccolo's head comes flying off, and brother Goku's instructor, man, just look at this. The poor guy can barely open the door. Every scene with him feels like it could potentially become a medical emergency. And while all of this is happening, the episode briefly checks in with the rest of the cast. And we see Vegeta grinding with insane gravity levels. Gohan is studying, but rather than focusing on his schoolwork, he doodles a hilarious picture of Goku and Piccolo together. He basically drew both of his fathers. To this day, I still think Piccolo is a better dad than Goku to Gohan. Am I wrong? Eventually, curiosity gets the better of him and he abandons his studies, sneaks away with his dragon, and watches the driving lessons. And what follows is pure chaos. Piccolo, to everyone's surprise, turns out to be quite a good driver. He glides along the highway with perfect control, obeying traffic laws and looking completely natural behind the wheel. All of that meditation he does probably help him be so calm. Honestly, if anyone deserves a driving license, it's Piccolo. And Goku, on the other hand, drives exactly how you'd expect someone would drive if they spend their entire life flying instead of using roads. And his driving is absolutely ridiculous. He cuts the steering wheel off his vehicle, he drives into a lake, he completely ignores instructions. At one point his instructor tells him he smells bad and Goku literally stops to sniff himself. What is going on, man? As Piccolo cruises along peacefully, Goku just flies through him. And Piccolo being Piccolo, he thinks this is a challenge. Within seconds, he is no longer calm. He is driving like crazy. What started as a driving lesson turned into a high-speed rivalry. The two warriors steer down the highway, speeds through traffic, and accelerating to absurd speeds while Gohan watches from the sidelines. Imagine being a kid and watching your dad do this. I would think my dad is the coolest human on earth. But then, the inevitable happens. The cars collide, a giant explosion erupts, both instructors are knocked unconscious, the vehicles are completely destroyed, but Goku and Piccolo obviously leave this place without a scratch, because they're basically gods at this point. I'm going into driving school soon, and someone please pray for me that this doesn't happen. I suck at driving. The instructors come back from the hospital, and the following day, they're back at it again. The instructors have somehow survived, the school has somehow replaced the vehicles, and everyone is pretending that this is normal. They don't even question it. If this would happen in real life, this would be like the biggest news story of all time. But this time, they drive way slower. A massive lightning strike crashes into a nearby cliffside, triggering a landslide. Rocks, ice, and debris begin tumbling down the mountain towards a bus full of children. If I was on that bus, my pants would be full of piss, I'm not going to lie. The bus loses control, it slides off the road, and suddenly what started as a comedy episode becomes a superhero rescue mission. Without hesitation, Goku and Piccolo abandon their lessons, they leap from their vehicles and rush towards the falling bus. Now, considering these two guys are capable of blowing up mountains, catching a bus should probably be the easiest thing they have ever done. Yet the episode treats the situation with real intensity. They strain, they shout, and they struggle against falling rocks. It's surprisingly dramatic. Eventually, they save the children, stop the avalanche, and the kids are rescued, and the day is saved. The instructors stare in disbelief. They've just witnessed two men casually perform feats that violate every known law of physics. But despite all of that, one fact remains unavoidable. These two lunatics have destroyed multiple vehicles in less than 48 hours. They try to speak their way into getting their licenses, but they don't. I mean, come on, who would give these guys licenses? You'd have to be one crazy instructor. When Chi-Chi learns the news, she finally reaches her breaking point. After the war, after the lessons, after the crashes, after the explosions, and after trusting two of the Earth's greatest heroes with one simple task in which they failed, Chi-Chi just collapses onto the kitchen floor in defeat. Game over. The episode closes in with a sudden jump 3 years into the future. Outside Goku's house sits a beautiful white car. And that's it. No explanation, no answers. Did Goku eventually pass? Did Piccolo pass? Or did Chi-Chi get tired of waiting and got her own driver's license? Where did the car even come from? Dragon Ball refuses to elaborate and simply swiftly moves on. Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo head off toward the android saga, leaving Chi-Chi behind once again to manage the household while her family runs off to save the world. And honestly, that's what makes this episode so special. For one glorious episode, there are no galaxy-threatening villains, no transformations, no bad things happening. Well, I mean, all of the explosions were kind of bad. This episode is one of the weirdest I have ever seen. It's just Goku and Piccolo trying and failing to function as ordinary people. The episode gives viewers something Dragon Ball rarely slows down to show, and that is what these characters are like when they're not fighting. It's weird, it's ridiculous, it's completely unnecessary, and that's why we all love this episode. It just came out of nowhere, and all of these outfits and shit are so funny. I'm really glad we had the chance to see Piccolo dressed like this. He's always aura farming with his cool outfit, and then we see this. I love Dragon Ball, man. It's so random. Like I said, I'm going to driving school soon, and I hope and pray my driving instructor is not like this. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm begging you, please subscribe. If you do, well, I might have to give you a kiss. I'm probably not the person you want a kiss from, but you know, it's a nice thing to do. Anyways, hopefully I'll see you in another one. Peace.